Yes.
So he should be able to go tomorrow.
Yes.
How much, I think he skated like 30 minutes in the last game. Obviously, you're leaning on him a little bit. How much of a luxury is it for you that you can do that now with him? And it just seems to.
Yeah, he's got a good engine, and I think he's brought his game to a whole different level.
I know you had to change sides because when Cam came out. Does it even matter where he?
No. I think he's better on the right. That's my preference, but in the situation we're in, we've had to move him over there.
Will Cam York travel with you, Tom?
Yes.
Is he an option for you to play?
I have no idea.
We've talked a lot about Sanheim's growth under you. Is he one of the maybe most improved players you've seen since you've been here? And how maybe the one off season he's dealing with trade rumors, he's nearly gone, and he's still here. Like, are you pretty impressed at what he's gone through?
Yeah. I 3 years. The thing that's impressive to me with Sandy is I think he's playing better on the ice, but I think he's made tremendous improvements in just the leadership he brings. He's never going to be a guy to do a lot of talking. He's just not built that way. But as I've said to him, anytime he wants to step up in a locker room and say something, tell the coaches to get out, let me handle this, whatever he wants to do, I think he has the right to do that. I think he's earned that way. I'm not sure what goes on when we're not in there, if he does that. But the way he's carried himself and the way he's just improved in all facets, on and off the ice, he's turned into that for us.
How does he help a guy like Emil when you pair them together? You got a young rookie trying to break in.
Yeah, just that. I'm sure he does a lot of talking with them, and just explains things, and he wants more. You can tell. He's. You remember how I felt about him the first year? I was pretty vocal about it. I just think he's made tremendous strides, and I think there was more there. I do, as I always say, the more important thing I think he thinks is more there.
What have you liked about Anthony Richard since he's gotten the call up and gotten in the lineup?
Could skate, could make some plays. Brings in small little offensive things for us. I don't think he's got a ton of chances, but he's been involved in some of the chances. He's a guy that you call up that can bring you offense, and sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes with call-ups, usually those call-ups are guys that are offensive down there, are making offensive plays down there, have just not been able to take the next step here. Richie has played, I think, 20 plus in the league. Has put up good numbers down there. I liked him in camp. I told you guys that. I told him that. And it's nothing against some of the other guys. Like Lixie's been brought up here. I just don't think he's totally made a full adjustment to make an offensive plays in the National Hockey League. Getting better at it. But I think Richie can. I think he can step right in and you can put him in an offensive role.
He's obviously a really fast straight line skater. Ryan Paling on that line as well, also a really fast straight line skater. With regards to having those two guys with Mishkov, what does that present to opposing teams in terms of it being tough where you got the one guy who's more the pure playmaker, guy with the puck, and the two guys?
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play. They've only played one game together. I don't know. I put them together because I think I found two lines that have been pretty consistent in Lotz's line and Kutz's line. So you put the other stuff down there and see where it goes. And I thought they played pretty good against San Jose. Ended up with some scoring chances. But we'll wait and see as we go through the games here as we get on playing more hockey.
Andy Briere said, I think it was 3 or 4 days before the season started, that when it came to the NHL veterans, he was happy with the way that they came in physically and ready to work and all that, but he wasn't really pleased with how they played in the preseason games. Do you feel like that led at all into?
No.
No. Okay.
No, because I don't look at it that deeply. As much as you want hell-bent fire in exhibition games from everybody, you don't get it. And it's a battle that I will not fight. I've tried to do it over the years. I have other battles that I'm going to pick to fight and try to win. That's a hard one. So I don't. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to disagree with Danny. I just look at it differently. I think the guys put their work in. I don't think that bled into it. I just don't think we have. I don't think we have played. At least to be, I think we're getting there. I don't think we've played as a team. I don't think we've been consistent within our concept, and that's basically my responsibility. Playing in fives. I think we're playing in fives better. I think in the San Jose game, I think we go away and score 5, 6, 7 goals in that game. We just get some finish. It's not, a team coming back on us, and we just haven't been consistent in finishing. But I think we're beginning to play better as a team and in fives.
John, talking about Tyson Forrester, he got off to a slow start offensively last year too, but he was doing a lot of things without the puck that allowed you to sort of keep using him. Has this early struggles, is obviously struggling in offensively, has it been different than it was last year?
It's a concern. Yeah, I think the last game, San Jose, was one of his better games as far as being hard on the puck and winning battles. That's what kept Tyson throughout last year in the lineup and got himself going. It hasn't been that way this year. It's a little bit of a different season for him, and it's a concern. I don't know how else to put it, and I felt better about his game after watching the San Jose game. He has some chances. I think the offense. I think he's seeing more chances offensively. I don't know where it goes. He knows. We've had conversations about his game. It's not like it is last year. There has to be more to it, or somewhere along the line you make decisions on it. So I'm holding out that he can find a way to score one and try to get some confidence offensively. But what I'm looking at, and that was encouraging in San Jose, was just his puck battles and how he works on the boards. He was one of our best players on the boards last year, all year long. Just hasn't been there this year.
John, how critical is this period of time where you guys don't think you have all the answers? I know sometimes when you guys get back to, you get back to even a little bit, maybe it seeps in a little bit that it's like, okay, everything's fine. How critical are you still at emphasizing that?
Oh.
Piece things together?
Oh no, where we're at, we can't think that at all. No matter what goes on with our record, we have to continue trying to do the things we need to do. I'm encouraged. Is that I think the biggest thing for me is we're on our toes more. I think you can see it in how aggressive we are in the neutral zone, our pinches in the offensive zone. We're developing more scoring chances. Still haven't finished the way you'd like to. That's the barometer for me. The defensive mistakes, when you have some struggles, and you do in a long season, I think those can be taught out. I think we can work through some of that. But the overall presence of your team and the style of play, that's what I look at. Past 2 or 3 games in our chances, I think we're up into double digits on rush chances. I know we're playing the right way when we're getting some rush chances. We're playing faster. We're causing turnovers in the neutral zone, not spending as much time in our end zone. That's a constant every day, and that won't change for me. We're not good enough to think we can take it easy. We're simply not even there as far as our lineup. We have to fight for everything we get.
John, when the Sharks were here the other day, we talked to Ryan Warsofsky, and he was very complimentary of you as far as helping him kind of get to where he's at. I think the phrase he used was, "Torts told me he reminds me of me." When you were discussing with Ryan, what kind of stood out as far as what he brings to the table as a coach from another coach's point of view?
Yeah, I don't. When I interviewed him along the way, and have talked to some other coaches about when I was going through that, I don't know. I really don't know how he conducts himself on the bench. I've never been with him, but I think when we talked and I asked questions, I think there's a similar mindset in how he thinks the game should be played. So that's why we had an extended conversation, and I just felt that it just wasn't the time for him, and I expressed that to him when we talked again after. And so yeah, I think we see the game similarly in how you play as far as pushing up front, checking forward, and all that stuff that comes with it. What he does with discipline, how he handles his I just haven't been there. But through talking to people and before I interviewed him, he's very highly regarded. Really tough job, right? That's a rebuild. I think both teams are kind of in it. It's a really tough job. I hope that there's some patience, because I think he's going to be a hell of a coach. In my conversations and in just talking to other people that know him a lot better than I do.
As someone who has, I couch this, but you are the oldest coach in the league. But in your position, do you kind of feel it's important to whoever the coach is, younger coaches coming along, you're able to pass along the wisdom, the things that you learned along the way to kind of?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate when I was a young coach for how I go back to Herb Brooks and back in those days, how much time they gave me, and I love that part of it. And I'm not saying what I say is right. I have a certain philosophy of how to coach. I have strong convictions on how to coach. If they want to know how I feel about it, I'm going to tell them. It may not fit the person. They may not agree with it. That's how I went about it when I was young. I got to work on a John Muckler, Jim Schoenfeld, Rick Dudley, who I owe everything to, who gave me my first opportunity as just a shit coaching down, and no one even knew where the league was, to give me an opportunity. Taught me how to work. I was so fortunate with the people and the mentors I have. If I can offer that, and people, I don't force myself on anybody, but if people want to ask me questions, I think that's a huge part of my job, and it's an honor, quite honestly, for someone to ask me for an opinion as a young coach. And I will never, I'll make time for that anytime. There's a lot of things I don't like doing. I love coaching the game. There's a lot of things I don't like doing. Other than that, that is one of the most important, one of the things I love doing, because I get a chance to learn too, because you're talking with different minds. And it's an honor for me to be able to talk to young coaches, and if they're asking questions. I hope I put it to you.